were tonight?
I mean, ever since I was a kid, playing in open gym at the YMCA, score maybe, 10-10, game 11, I'd probably take every shot. So, just something that, I just enjoy doing, and I'm confident when I take them. So.
The numbers for Rondo speak for themselves, but what can be said about the way in which he was able to control the tempo for you guys all night?
Rondo set the tone for us. Going right at CP, right out the gate, being aggressive to score. A lot of times everybody knows him as a pass-first guy, but he came out the gate, in attack mode, especially with them playing with Steven Adams in the deep drop. He was able to, really get downhill, get to his little mid-range shots, and, just control the offense.
Talk to us about patience kind of being the theme of your season. How is that patience starting to pay off?
I don't know yet. We got a lot more games. So
you don't think these last two nights doesn't mean anything in terms of like a turning point at all?
I can't really say because, we got like 40-some more games, and you just never know. So.
Frank said that he wanted to instill a lot of confidence in you guys, and said that not only does he believe you guys are going to win, kind of like you should win. What was his message like pre-game?
We come in every game thinking we can win no matter who's on the court. We believe that we're the best team in the league, and we just play with it, have that confidence, swag, and a lot of guys that don't get to play, they really got an opportunity to really shine tonight. Troy Davis came in. Troy and Quinn probably the key to the game. We were up 20 and kind of dwindled a little bit, and they were just throwing up shots, and they were hitting for us. And, it just speaks to the depth of our team.
Dwight was suggesting last night that there were some messages to share on the team about after the Knicks game that you guys wanted to be more dominant and set that tone. What has that meant for you, and how has that kind of come out for you?
We got the most size in the league, probably the most depth. So for us, we want to just try to be as dominant as possible. After that Knicks game, we talked about their physicality right from the jump, and they kind of came out and obviously won by a good margin, but they tried to punch us in the mouth, and we didn't really necessarily like that. So we just try to come out every night, just with a chip on our shoulders, and everybody on the team has something to prove. So.
How does your mental approach change from being how does your mental approach change being a starter versus being a guy that comes off the bench? Is there anything different there for you?
I just know I'm gonna get a lot more opportunities, so I'm just aggressive. I know that rhythm is gonna be easier to get. So.
Is it also a case that the minutes will be there, the shots will be there, the opportunities will be there, so just go out and just play with a nice free flow?
Yep. A lot of times, when you're playing, minutes, and where shots are going to come, it's a little bit easier to get in the game, and just take your time and poise, rather than the versa. So, we're just a tight-knit group, and we want to go out and dominate every game. We don't see why we can't win every game. So
you talked about some. I know you're not a stranger to this kind of stuff, but is sort of the trade season speculation at all fueling any of this search for you?
Nah, that's for y'all to talk about. I don't really care. I've been through it multiple times, and obviously you see it, but it don't even matter at this point. So.
And really extremely happy for the guys that, in particular, like Quinn and Troy and Duds that don't play every night, and they have to stay ready, which is a difficult assignment when you're not practicing and games are going by where you're not playing. For those guys to stay ready and come in and contribute at the level that they did tonight. All three of them played fantastic, and was a big part of the win. But really happy for everybody having a next man up mindset with our two big guns out and Danny out. First quarter, our guys came out on fire and playing with great energy, great pace, and a great defensive proficiency, and just a solid win for our guys.
It's easy to look at the numbers that Rajon gave you, but just the overall impact, the tempo, controlling that all game long, how big was that for you?
Yeah, I said it earlier in the season. Rajon's impact is measured in swag. You know what I mean? He just brings a confidence to the group, calling and barking out coverages on the defensive end and controlling the action offensively. And the biggest uptick the last few games with him is that we're trying to encourage him to play with offensive pace. And when he's doing that and making those decisions in the open court, and we're pretty tough to stop.
Frank, does your mind already kind of spin on some of these guys who play reserve roles when the regular starters are in? How do you kind of bottle it up and get more out of when they play fewer minutes?
Well, I think these are growth games, in particular for Kuz. He's been trying to find his rhythm in a reserve role, battling through injuries with a new system, and for him to be able to get just extended minutes, whether those guys are out there or not, and find his rhythm. I believe that's going to carry over. To when those guys come back, and hopefully we continue to see his minutes grow and his role grow.
Frank, as big as that lead guy, they did make a push. Kuz had to hit a couple of pretty big shots. What did you make of what he did down the stretch?
Yeah, he helped seal the game. The teams are not going to quit in this league. And they're going to change the game. They're going to change lineups. They played with 5 smalls out there, and picked us up full court. They're not going to make it easy, but our guys battled through that stuff and secured the game to play that entire game with only 12 turnovers with a bunch of guys playing different types of roles is very impressive, and then Kuz hitting those big shots late helped seal it for us.
60 some odd points for him the last 2 nights. How real is that when you guys are at full strength?
I think it's real. Like I said, a lot of this is just, he's been hampered by the injuries and just struggling a little bit to try to find his rhythm. But, since he's been back, since we shut him down for a few games, he's been playing at a really high level. A couple games where he didn't really score the ball well, but, hopefully this is just another step in that growth into that role, and hopefully he keeps it going.
You said you're such a young player. Do you find yourself having to talk to Kuz a little bit more to, encourage him, but make sure you keep him engaged?
I try not to. He's a confident guy. A lot of people are trying to, create sort of an issue like, what's going on with Kuz, or why are we getting more out of Kuz and all that stuff. And to me, it's just a matter of time. Everybody just has to be patient. Wait, it's going to continue to grow. The role is going to continue to grow. His comfort level is going to continue to grow. And you're going to see performances like we saw tonight from him.
I promise I'll be patient when it comes to Anthony Davis, but given you did get a chance to talk to him after he did go warm up out there, was there any progress made? Was he feeling any better in terms of what's next?
They just told me that, he's still experiencing some stiffness and wasn't able to go. That's really all. I didn't ask if there was more progress or anything, but just not ready yet.
I liked what Frank Vogel had to say, that a lot of people out there trying to drive the narrative, what's wrong with Kuz, or how's he going to fit in? And Frank said, you have to be patient. So many times in sports, we just want to rush to judgment. We think something doesn't fit. We have to make a change. What do they need to add after a loss? You react so much in the moment. Guys, this team is 32-7. 39 games in. You're not halfway into this season. Kuz is getting healthier, and he's finding his way, and he's starting to deliver. So be happy with it, and I'm really happy that Coach Vogel said that.
Yeah, I think the fact that, he pointed out the injuries. Because when you get injury in the summer, and he was playing the international basketball under Coach Popovich, when you get injured in the summer, that's a huge setback. Maybe early in the summer you might have time, but in the middle, you're going to be a little slow getting into training camp. Didn't get a chance to bond with LeBron right away as far as playing. Then he had hampered by some other injuries.
Yeah.
And while he was injured, he was still pressing, trying to, fit in. So it's nice to see, finally healthy, and finally taking a deep breath. And now he's finally starting to adapt to, what's been going on around him for the last few months while he's been trying to catch up.
And Rob, the roles have changed from the last 2 years. It's a different team.
Yes.
He's now on a first-place team with 2 absolute superstars in this league, and he's the young guy on the team.
Yeah, even megastars, 2 guys are going to be in the Hall of Fame and 2 guys who demand the basketball. And what people don't understand is Kuz is a guy that's used to getting the rock a lot. He's used to free flowing. When you have to take a back seat, it's not that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're doing what you given the rock to do. And Kuz is a guy who can, like you see tonight, he took a lot of shots. He scored a lot of points. But when you're not getting the opportunity to score, people always going to say, well, what's wrong with Kuz? He can't do this. He can't do that. We need to do this. We need to do that. And it's not fair because if you don't use me, don't get mad at me because I'm not putting the performance that you want me to be doing. And that's the whole thing. If